So when we categorize RL agents, we can basically build a taxonomy now where we can taxonomize all of reinforcement learning according to these three quantities. And the way that I taxonomize RL is basically by which of these key components our agent contains. And so we say that when we build a reinforcement learning agent, we say that it's a value-based algorithm if it contains a value function. And if it just contains a value function, the policy is kind of implicit. It just has to read out, look at the value function and pick the best action. Just like when we were here, we didn't need an explicit representation of policy because we could just look at our value function and say, hey, the value function here is higher than the value function here, so always just pick actions greedily with respect to your value function. And so that basically gives us a way to behave and means that a value-based algorithm can look like this, just a value function and no policy, or an implicit policy.
I'm
Yeah.
just curious, why in the previous slide we mark all the points with -1?
So the question was, why were the -1s on the previous slide from? So the -1s were the agent's model of how much immediate reward it gets at every step. So it's basically saying it learns, so the setup of this problem was -1 per time step, no matter what happens. And so now the agent's map says that each step it takes, no matter where it moves, it's going to get -1. So this isn't the value, this isn't a long-term prediction of reward, this is a one-step prediction of reward, saying every single step it's going to, you can go from here to here and get -1, here to here you can get -1.
Okay, but we didn't define the direction, right? If we would go from this second to...
Yeah, sorry, it's just in this down here. So the numbers here represent the immediate reward from each state, and it's the same number for all A, just as an easy way to define this. In general, you would want to have a different number for each action. Sometimes there are different formalisms for reward, and sometimes you can have action-dependent reward, sometimes action-independent. It's a good question, but kind of detail. Okay, so to categorize the agents, they can be value-based, or they can be policy-based.